The Galapagos Islands are a mystifying and volcanic archipelago, surrounded by highly productive waters, unparalleled species diversity, and charismatic animals found nowhere else on the planet. But why is this? What makes the Galapagos so unique? It is located on the equator, 1,000 kilometers from mainland Ecuador. Consequently, it is the meeting point of numerous currents. One of these currents, the Cromwell Current, is deep, cold, and nutrient-rich. It reaches Galapagos from the west, with the landmass of the islands forcing this cold water to rush to the surface. This phenomenon is known as upwelling. It is critical in supplying nutrients for a productive and complex food chain, as well as shaping the marine environment to one resembling temperate area. Without upwelling, the Galapagos may have evolved to more so resemble Hawaii, an area that is tropical and warm with coral reefs. All in all, the Galapagos is ecologically unique, but alas, it is far from untouched.
In today's modern world, we might easily forget a time where the only way to illuminate a torch to see at night was by whale oil. In the 18th century, whalers recognized that these enchanted islands housed glorious vats of blubber to burn the midnight oil. In order to tap into this resource, they slaughtered sperm whales as a means of survival. Similar species experienced the tragic fate of the sperm whale. Next up on the guillotine were fur seals, succeeded by giant tortoises. In 1945, the commercial fishery opened targeting the long-lived, large-bodied, predatory fish known as bacalao. As a mesopredator, the Galapagos grouper fills the vital role of keeping species occupying lower rungs of the subtidal ladder in check. Unfortunately, due to their slow growth, long lifespan, and spawning aggregations, these fish are an easy target to exploit. Naturally, overfishing of bacalao occurred throughout the mid to late 1900s and is still occurring to this day. During this time period, the abundance and size of bacalao has decreased to the point where it has been listed vulnerable to extinction by the IUCN. With groupers becoming a rarity and costly to find, fishers struggling to sustain their livelihoods began to fish species lower down the food chain. The spiny lobster fishery, open for 4 months a year, had no catch quota. The only regulations were a minimum size and the exclusion of egg-bearing females from the commercial market, which was rarely followed. However, these spiny crustaceans narrowly avoided exploration as a more lucrative macroinvertebrate entered the arena, the Galapagos sea cucumber. Sea cucumbers are bottom-dwelling invertebrates, which play a vital role in the marine ecosystem. They break down detritus on the seafloor and help to recycle essential nutrients. Though they may not appear appetizing, sea cucumbers are considered a delicacy in Chinese culture. These once ubiquitous animals rapidly became ecologically extinct in the short period of legal extraction. Cucumbers are now scattered around the islands at such low numbers that they struggle to successfully repopulate by spawning. Overfishing of sea cucumbers can cause an ecological cascade, as it could lead to the increase of detritus on the seafloor, hence inhibiting algal growth, having an effect on the primary consumers which depend on the algae, and the predators which depend on the consumers, and so on. Banning the sea cucumber fisheries in Galapagos originally caused outrage from the local fishers. However, tensions are beginning to ease as the fishers and conservationists now work together, monitoring populations and brainstorming ways to increase local sea cucumber populations.
As mentioned previously, Galapagos reefs share many ecological traits with that of temperate reefs, one of these being a very important role played by urchins. Urchins are the love child of a lawnmower and an echidna. They voraciously feed on macroalgae, and thus their density can determine whether their habitat will be a macroalgae forest or a desert barren. Some major predators of urchins are fished in Galapagos, such as lobsters and Mexican hogfish, among others. Overfishing of urchin predators has been linked to very high urchin densities in areas of greater fishing intensity. This leads to urchin barrens, a habitat that houses less animals and species than that with a healthy cover of macroalgae.
There is no doubt that a history of overexploitation has morphed the wild Galapagos communities and will undoubtedly continue to do so. Tourism within the Galapagos Islands is strictly regulated, but fisheries are still a current problem. However, not all stories of animal versus men end in tragedy. With increased awareness, management, research, and scientific innovation, the Galapagos Marine Reserve, established in 1998, now covers 133 square kilometers. 32% of the marine park bears a no-take designation in order to preserve these biological marvels of our shared planet. Locals take pride in their beloved land, and that GMR is one of the best managed marine protected areas in the world. By preserving these biological treasure chests, the Marine Reserve has potential to restock populations inside and outside of its borders, recovering and maintaining genetic diversity of species who call this paradoxical paradise their home.